Hello guys. All right, so how was tracking? Did you do good? Did you do bad? Was it hard? Was it easy? I want you to continue tracking. Any and everything that you are eating is going to get tracked. Continue getting in that habit and doing it the night before so that you already know what it is that you are going to eat the next day and there are no surprises, right? So what I want you now to work on this week is watching those nutrition labels and really understanding what it is that you are eating when you are buying packaged foods. When we are eating at home, we are more in control of what it is that we are eating. When we're buying packaged foods, we don't have that much available to us, or not available to us, but that much control over what it is. So here's my protein drink, and I've got a few things here that are going to show us different nutrition labels. So I've had to learn a lot about nutrition labels for this, and also for my daughter, my youngest daughter. She had lots of food allergies. She is starting to outgrow them, which is great. But I've had to really learn what it is that's inside of our foods. So on your nutrition labels, everybody typically knows where to find your calories, right? And that's typically what a lot of people look at, is how many calories are in this item. What people don't understand is calories are made up of a lot of different things, okay? And some of those things are not good for us, okay? So this is a protein drink. So obviously I've got 30 grams of protein. So a lot of these calories are coming from this protein. There's only 4 grams of carbs, so not that much from here. Unlike these goldfish, this little bag of goldfish, there's 130 calories and there's only 3 grams of protein and 19 grams of carbs. So that 130 calories is a lot of carbs coming from that. All right, you also have sodium intake and your fats, your saturated fats, all of those things. So on the protein drink, it says we've got 230 milligrams of sodium. That's 10%. It says 10% of the daily value. Now that is just an estimate, okay? That is not, everybody's body is different. So remember that. So if you have a diet of 2,000 calories a day, that's 10% of your 2,000 calories a day. Unlike somebody who is eating 1,500 calories a day, that's 10% of 1,500 calories. So this is just an estimate of how much it is that of your daily value. This is how much it's going to take. So it's not, so you look at it and go, wow, 10%, that's a lot. It's just 10% of however much your calorie intake is. And that's different for everyone. So don't sit here and go, oh my gosh, that's a whole bunch. I just had a whole bunch. Think of it from your own calorie standpoint. And so sodium, you typically want to stay per serving, I would say around 300 milligrams per serving. Definitely stay below that. Anything higher than that is going to be going to make you really bloated. Sodium is going to make you bloated. So if you're very sensitive to those things, then maybe try something with less sodium in it. The goldfish has 240 milligrams, so just a little bit more than this. It's also 10% of your daily value. So you can look at either the milligrams or you can look at the percentages. I like to look at the milligrams because I do things in grams and milligrams. And I just go off of that. So this is a smaller item than this, right? So this is 230 milligrams. This is 240 milligrams. And you go, oh, well, that's not that big of a difference. Look at the size, okay? This is filled up. So right there. Okay? So you've got smaller package, higher sodium. This is a meal. This is a snack, okay? So I've got 230 per meal and 240 per snack. And if you want to stay within 300 milligrams per meal, you're going over with this because this is a small snack. Does that make sense? Okay. The other thing that you want to take a look at is your cholesterol. A lot of people have trouble with your cholesterol. And when you are calculating in your cholesterol, if that is something that you are really needing to calculate and to watch, or you just really want to, like my husband doesn't need to, but he just wants to, then you need to make sure that you are calculating in your saturated fats with that as well. So for our protein drink, there are 10 milligrams of cholesterol. So it's 3%. But then there's 1.5 grams of saturated fat in here. Saturated fat plays a role in the cholesterol. You want to try and stay below, a healthy amount is to stay below 10% a day. Then that's a little bit high. You want, so this again is going off of your calorie intake. All right, so you want to stay below that 10%. If you are really needing to watch your cholesterol for heart disease, then stay below 7% of the saturated fat. And so if you are on a 2,000 calorie diet or whatever, then you're going to want to have 16 to 22 grams of saturated fat a day. So really take that into account. That's not very many grams, okay? And that's for 2,000 calories. So if you were in a deficit and you were down to like 1,500, you're gonna that's gonna bring it down to like 10 grams a day. So this one was 1.5 saturated fat. So that's not bad. Okay, this one is 1 gram. Again, it is a smaller package, but your cholesterol is pretty much the same, but in this you have monosaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats in it as well that do play a role in that saturated fat, into your total fats and stuff. So I want you to look at what it is that you are eating. The higher the protein, the better, we all know. And don't be afraid of carbs, all right? Carbs are good for you. The type of carb that you eat may not be good for you, okay? Carbs. Get the idea? So the type of carb that you eat versus carbs itself is completely different. Your body needs carbs. Your brain needs carbs to work, okay? If you are feeling fatigued and just sluggish, you need carbs. If you are feeling hungry and just depleted, you need carbs. If you are working out and then you are just dead after, you need carbs. All right, carbs are good for your body. It is your gasoline that makes the engine run, okay? So be aware of what type of carb it is that you are eating. And there's nothing wrong with this. Absolutely nothing wrong with this, all right? But if you had to choose how to fill up your carbs for the day, which one are you gonna pick? The one that has less sugar, less cholesterol, less calories, then this is the better choice. This is smaller and it looks like it has better nutritional value, but you have to take into account its size. And if you were to have 2 of these, it would probably equal the size of this. And then it would be way above. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is 1 ounce. This is 1 ounce, supposedly 1 ounce of food. That's not a lot for 130 calories. This is 11.5 ounces. Really take a look. How big is it how much is it compared to other things that you want to eat. Okay, the other thing that you do want to look for is what it's made out of. You have lots of fillers in here. The least amount of ingredients, the better. If you cannot pronounce them, you should probably not eat them. That is a good rule of thumb. Not saying that you shouldn't ever have it, because we all like goldfish, we all like other things that are packaged, right? Just be aware of what it is and try and stick with not having the things that you can't pronounce. So this one, you've got like cocoa, milk, sucralose, stevia leaf extract, maltodextrin. Everybody knows like what these things are, right? This one, and that's just some of them. I didn't read all of them. This one, you've got thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, annatto, things like that. So really take a look at what it is that you're eating. That is going to be your challenge this next week. Take a look at those packaged items. What is it that you are putting in your body? How much is it that you're putting in your body? Remember, size makes a big difference, not just the calories. Not just the calories on the back. The calories only go for the size of the item, okay? Really, really, really look. How big is it? 1 ounce for 130 calories is not worth it. Okay, every once in a while, absolutely go for it. Have it, love it, enjoy it, move on. But this is not something that like is the best of choices every day or for all of your snacks. And especially don't grab like 2 of them. Just go to town because you're still hungry, right? If you're going to have this, top it off with something like this. That's typically what I do. If I'm going to have something like this, I put it with a protein snack. And I put it with something that I know what's inside of it and I'm getting the most out of my foods. All right, take a look at all of your items, okay? And fats, we talked about the saturated fats, the total fats, that comes out of your calories for the day, all right? If you are a macro counter, you know how many fats you should have in the day. And that is why I love macro counting, is you know how many carbs, proteins, and fats you should have a day. And all of those are the ones that make up your calories, okay? You know exactly how much to have and not go, oh, well, I'm still in my calories, but you're not focusing on, I just had this much fat, this much protein, and this many carbs. All right, you've made your calories, but how much of your calories were made up of a balanced, nutritious diet? So take a look at those. Really get to know what is on the back of the nutrition labels. Get to know your sizes. Get to know how much that is. Don't just go 1 ounce. Okay, great. That's awesome. I don't know what that is, but oh, this seems really low in calories. Carbs are decent, you know, that's fine, because those, I know that's what happens. You look at your calories and you go, okay, and then everyone thinks, I can't have carbs. How many carbs are in it? Oh, 19 grams of carbs. That's too much for me. All right. No, you can't have carbs. Please have carbs. Okay, but just look at the size. The size. 1 ounce, 11.5 ounces. This is like such a better choice if you had both of these together as far as food. Plus, this fills you up more. This will fill you up, and this is going to leave you hungry. Really think about that. All right, so that is your goal for this next week, and these things are gonna take some time as well as the tracking. Okay, this is getting kind of hard. This is getting really tedious. All right, it used to be kind of easy. Now it's really getting into watching what it is that you're eating and how you're going to eat it. All right, really making sure you know what it is that you're putting in your body. That's what it's all about, knowing what it is that we are putting in our bodies and getting to know how our bodies are adjusting to the foods. If you haven't downloaded the food journal to go along with this. You don't have to do it, but I did come up with a food journal for this. It's still kind of in the works, so it's not incredibly perfect yet, but I did have one that you can download. Just head to the website and grab the food journal and you'll get an email with the download, and you can write down what it is. You say, okay, well, I had goldfish, and you can put down the nutritional value of everything. There are slots for certain ones for the macros, but you can add down anything else. If you think, okay, so I think sodium, if I have a high amount of sodium, I'm gonna bloat, which everybody typically does because you retain water in order to flush it. It's salt, right? Salty. So you can put down those things if you want, and then you can put on your journal how it made you feel. It made me feel bloated, it made me feel gassy, it made me these, and then you can decide what type of things it is that is affecting your body negatively or in a positive way. You can really get to know what those foods are doing for you. All right, okay, this next week's gonna be awesome. You're gonna crush it, you're gonna kill it, it's gonna be great. Okay, you guys, good luck to you. If you have any questions, please reach out. Please, please, please. This is getting hard and this is getting tedious. There should be questions. If you don't have questions, either it's too easy for you, you already know what you're doing and you don't need to be here, or you aren't putting in quite the effort, but you might be. I don't know. I'm not there with you every second of the way. So, but you are all doing a great job and I'm proud of you. Keep it up, and I will see you next week.